Hey, I'm Big Lou with Big Lou BBQ and other things I want to do. And let me tell you what I got going on for you. I decided to enter the Cheez Powder Challenge. That's cheese with a Z. CHEEZ, man. Cheez Powder Challenge, all right? From Matthew and Martha Barlow at their Barlow BBQ channel, all right? They have issued a Cheez Powder Challenge where you have to cook something with cheese powder being a prominent ingredient, and you have to cook it outside. And that's about the only 3 rules. Spell it with a Z, cook it outside, cheese powder's got to be prominent. Well, the first thing I needed was cheese powder, so I had to make some. All right, here's how it happened. Big Lou BBQ.
Well, to make this cheese powder, we needed to have some cheddar cheese. Now, I had a 1-pound block of cheddar cheese, but my wife needed some for a recipe. I said, go ahead and use some of it. I'm not going to use all of it in this. So I had about 3/4 of a block of cheddar cheese to use. And I slice it real thin slices using the slicing side of the box cheese grater right there, and the slices that look like that. And then I'm gonna put it into my old dehydrator. So I had all those slices and those little bitty pieces. I didn't want those pieces to fall through the grates of the dehydrator. So I used these plastic sheets that came with that dehydrator. Now I've had this dehydrator for, more than 2 decades now. I bought it sometime during the Clinton administration. I mean, I've been married 19 years, and I know I've had this several years before I got married. And I had made cheese powder on it once before, way back when I first got it, but I haven't done it since then. But I put the cheese on those plastic sheets like that, and then the top 2 racks I use paper towels. And every hour or so I would blot it with paper towels because the oils would come out of the cheese. After about 3 to 4 hours, I noticed that the cheese on the paper towels was drying faster than the cheese on the plastic sheets. So I removed the plastic sheets and put those on paper towels. The last hour, I removed the paper towels from all 4 racks and just dried all the cheese right there on the racks. It did just fine for the last hour because most of the oils were already out of it. All right, well, this is what it looked like after about 8 hours. All right, these little cheese chips like this. Now, we'll go back to real time, and it's time to pulverize this into some powder.
That's what it looks like. Can you hear that? Go ahead and turn this off. And you can hear it kind of, you see it's just kind of brittle. I'm giving it time to cool. They look like this, look. You see how easy they just snap? All right. And so I didn't let you watch me dry them, but I'm going to let you watch me pulverize them because pulverizing is a whole lot more fun than watching cheese dry. All right. So, by the way, pulverize from the Latin pulveris, which means dust or powder. Okay. That's what pulverize means. Turn something into dust. Now, this is a blender that has a food processing attachment to it. All right. You can use a food processor. You can use just the blender. You can use, see, they sound like little pieces of, they sound like Legos, man. All right. And I haven't done this in about 20 years. I did it right after I got that food dehydrator back 20-something years ago because I thought, Bill, would it be cool to dehydrate cheese? Now, you might say, why does somebody want to dehydrate cheese? Well, to make cheese powder. Why does somebody want cheese powder? Well, preppers like it for long-term storage, all right? Preppers like it for long-term storage, and health food guys like it too because all that oil that came out of this cheese that I was sopping up with the paper towels, that's the fat. So this is lower fat, all the cheese flavor and less fat. You don't have the cheese texture, but you got the fat. All right, so maybe that's enough to begin with. Let's see how that works. Figure out how to put this blessed contraption together. So I'm just gonna put it right in the blender. Get out of there. Dead nabbit rats. All right, just gonna put this in the blender here, okay? And so it looks like that, and we're gonna pulverize it like this. You know, it'll probably fit more since it's in the blender. Get it all in there. Look at that, just listen to it crackle, man. It's pretty cool. Gonna pulverize it. All right, I'm putting it all in the blender. Should have done this in the first place. That little gizmo thingy doesn't work. That's why I hate gadgets. I absolutely hate them. Oh, that's working. Let me stir it up some, but it is definitely working. Make these smaller. Maybe it'll help it. But it's working. It's making cheese powder, man. And that's pretty cool. All right. I love pushing the buttons. Woo! Look how many buttons I got to push. Watch this. You know I'm pushing them all? None of these buttons say cheese powder on it. They say like milkshake and what else we got? Smoothie extract and ice cream and salsa chop. There's no cheese powder button. Look at that. We can go finer than that. Let's keep going. Oops, that's the off button. I don't want to hit that one. But there's cheese in my blender, and soon it will render that powdered concoction that helps me hang on. It's getting there. Let's keep going. Like you can't run a blender and the Margaritaville song go through your brain. All right. That's it. Powdered cheese, please. That's as fine as we're making it right there. All right, got a jar funnel. Boom. Store this cheese in this mason jar. I'll store everything in mason jars. Get on out of there. Come on, cheese powder. That stuff down at the bottom really is pulverized. Boy, that's good stuff. Get out of there. Come on. Voila. All right. Cheese powder. Just like that. Now, we got to cook something out on the grill with cheese powder. Okay, now that I've converted the cheese into cheese powder, I've got to convert the cheese powder into cheese sauce for this cauliflower, which I'm going to cook on the grill, kinda, all right? And that's gonna be a side dish, tonight's main dish, which is New York strips. But not just any New York strips, on special New York strips, okay? For $6.64, we got these Hatch Chile Rojo steaks. Hatch Chile Rojo. That's how you gotta say rojo. All right, you gotta say rojo. That means it's not green chilies, it's red chilies, all right? So don't tell me all you need to put on the steak is salt and pepper, whatever. They got all these seasonings on here because this stuff is going bad and those seasonings gonna cover up the taste of the rancid meat, all right? So I gotta cook this stuff medium well. Medium well. I'm not gonna do a medium rare because this was a discounted New York strip. I use my chicken chopping cutting board, cut that whole head of cauliflower up like that. All right, we gotta make sauce. Now what I got here is another mason jar. I know y'all thinking that man's got more mason jars than Lucius Clay. Some of y'all not going to get that. Lucius Clay was a greedy old man, and that's all there was to it. All right, some of y'all will get it. Tell me who sang it down in the comments if you want. All right, look. Got some homemade cultured buttermilk. Made this the other day. Now, some of y'all thinking, that man is cooking rancid steaks and sour milk with powdered cheese. Well, you know, part of the fun. Let's get some cheese powder into this buttermilk. All right? Big old tablespoon like that. We want this to be the cheesiest, right? Big old, how about another tablespoon? Yeah. If I don't think that's enough, I'm going to add more. Now that is tomato powder. I didn't make this. This was sent to me by a subscriber, and it came from nuts.com. And Mr. Miller, thank you so much for the tomato powder. Now, I'll tell you what, I think next year I'm going to take some homegrown tomatoes, dry them in my food dehydrator, and make tomato powder too. All right, I might do that next week. That is basil. You know why I'm doing basil? Because tomato basil sounds good together. Tomato basil cauliflower with cheese. This is marjoram, a teaspoon of marjoram. So all those are teaspoons. Tomato, basil, a teaspoon of marjoram, kind of like oregano. All right, now, got to get this pink salt in there. You know why we got to get pink salt in there? Because somebody came up with pink salt, and whoever decided to make salt look like cotton candy was a genius. All right? I'm just telling you, they were a genius. Got to get this black pepper. We used to have to pour pepper out of those little square cans, had McCormick on it. Nowadays, you just grind everything. I don't know. All right, that's enough of that. Now, it's the fun part. Another music reference. Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. Gotta shake, rattle, and roll. If that sauce ain't yellow, like cheese, we add more cheese powder. Dead nabbit, we need more cheese powder. Get that stuff yellow. Boom. Add some more. Boom. Add some more. Ha ha. I spilt some. I'll get that in the jar too. Let me get this all shaken up. I think the tomato and the green stuff's got it a little not quite cheesy, yellowish enough, but it's going to be good. I'm going to add some more. Y'all ever see Jaws? I think we're going to need a bigger boat. All right, got me a bigger boat. Oh, that cheese powder all clumped up. I'm going to have to stir it. Dead nabbit rats. All right. Let's get this thing out of here. No wonder it wasn't turning yellow. It got all clumpy. Shaking wasn't good enough. We got to agitate it. Get it all in there. You know what? You get in there too. This board's clean. This board is clean. All right, stir it. Gotta agitate it. That's better than shaking, I guess. Is it yellow? It's kind of turning yellow. Let's add a little bit more cheese. See how that does. Yeah. Let's add more. More cheese powder. The cheese powder power. More cheese powder power. Get a little bit more. Let's make it the cheesiest, man. There we go. Stir that around. Oh yeah, that's got it yellow. See that stuff you buy in the box for the macaroni? That's got extra colors and stuff in it. Extra dyes and stuff. To make it really, really yellow cheesy. But then you can put this basil and stuff in there with your macaroni too if you want. Guys, that's what we're going with right there. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. It's not going to be completely yellow. You know what? The heck with it. Let's use all the cheese powder. I'm not saving any for later. Let's use it all. That's a hard way to make some cheese sauce, I'll tell you what. If you got the cheese powder already made up, but. All right, now it's yellow. All in, baby. Gonna make this really cheesy. Really, really cheesy. And it's thick too. Look at that. That's gonna be delicious. Woo! Buttermilk cheese sauce with powdered cheese. All right, we gotta cook this stuff out on the grill.
I know the cheese powder rules say cook outside, but I'm cooking under my patio. I ain't cooking in that. I know I'm a brave man, but I ain't
Cooking
that
under the
brave.
patio's not gonna stop me. Right there. All right. Gonna go about 3 minutes per side with these New York strips. All right, second steak is done. Hey, back to the cheese challenge. BSR 3052 oval fish fryer. Fits the lodge perfectly. Olive oil. Boom, let's get that hot.
All right.
Be right back. Now get this cauliflower all in here. I'm trying to brown it a little bit first. I'm gonna dump it in the sauce. All right, now that this cauliflower has been browning a little bit, time to pour in this buttermilk cheese. Look how thick it got, y'all. Wow. Look how thick that got. I may have to add some water. I wasn't planning on that. That cheese reconstituted in that stuff and got thick. I'm gonna have to add some milk. I was not expecting it to thicken up like that, so I got some milk. We'll put the lid on this and shake that up and get it back in there. All right, put all that in there. All right, not just buttermilk, had to use regular milk too. I wasn't expecting to thicken up like that. As this milk, buttermilk mixture with the cheese begins to boil this cauliflower, I'm just going to continue to stir it here, right here on this lodge grill. All right. Oh, I don't care if it is raining. I still like cooking. Look at that. See, that's the stainless steel drum to keep my lodge on. All right. Just cooking in the rain with the cheese powder challenge. All right. Been several minutes. Maybe 10, maybe a little longer, not a whole lot longer. But the milk's been boiling and the cauliflower, the small pieces are cooked, pretty well cooked, and the larger pieces are al dente and ready to eat. All right, got that cauliflower and that cheese sauce right there. And these 2 New York strips. Let's see how we did. It got a lot of crust, but I looked on there and there's some weird stuff in that seasoning. Maybe have some sugar in it. That's about medium. And like I said, as old as these steaks are, I kind of want them medium, all right? Sure are juicy though. Look at all that juice coming out of there. That was mine. Woo! All right, let me serve these up and show you what a plate looks like. That's my plate right there. Got some cauliflower. And I'm gonna try to be good and only eat half that New York strip, but I may come back for that second half. All right, let's see. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me get some of that sauce. That sauce. I'm just gonna pour it right there on top of the steak. It's Hatch green chili steak. Cheese goes good with chilies, right? All right, I wanna eat a piece of steak first, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat a piece of cauliflower with this cheese sauce first. That's really good and low fat. And even though I had to add regular milk, still got that tang from that buttermilk. It cooks out, so it's not sour, you know, when you cook with buttermilk, but it's got that tang. And the tomato basil, good, good, good. All right, steak with some of that cheese sauce on it. Look at that right there. All right, Cheez Powder Challenge. Hey, Barlow, thank you for inviting me to do this. It was a lot of fun. Big Lou Barbecue. Hope all the viewers enjoyed watching it too. All right, and cheese powder is good to make. It's one, low fat, and two, it stores well. So if you're like a hardcore prepper or something, you may want to make some cheese powder and keep it.